Right. So are we ready to start?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep.
I should close my window looking at Trinitrons. So, last session, we saw the party from two different lenses because they were split, not from any efforts of Jason for a change. On George's or Air George's side, we got to see a window into the life of Miriam, his aunt. And we're led back to Miriam's cabin to meet up with Nuvian, the brother who did survive. After meeting up with them, we switched over to Pink, who went through the Trials 3, plus one if they wanted to add one more, where he did find a fruit that was orange in shape and round in color, which turned out to be just fermented pumpkin, because apparently the adults of the village, or of the tribe, had a very long-running tradition of reenacting battles with their rivaling tribe, the Orank, of which Pank was blissfully unaware of, as that was a activity for only the adults, as they would get super drunk on pumpkin fermentation. After completing the trials, Pank became a true bird. And in the night, he decided, well, it's nice to be accepted again. He has bigger things to take care of. And he flew up into the sky, pressed the button on the consciousness shifter to a place that wasn't strong enough held in his mind, fell asleep midair, and crashed through his childhood friend's roof, taking enough damage to fall unconscious. And with that, we're going to go back to George for the rest of this session and leave that in limbo for now.
Gotta figure out what happens there.
As we are back in the wee hours of the morning in Miriam's hut, of course the elves, of which most of you are, except for Gregor, are able to transfer only 4 hours in the night. So you're all up. Actually, in the morning, specifically, George, you do seem to come out of your trance a little before everyone, as far as you can tell, because your throat is burning.
Oh boy. That is quite uncomfortable.
And of course, your hand is also itching all the way down your arm as well.
All right. I'm gonna cast lesser restoration on myself.
All right. And that does seem to cure the ailment.
I'm gonna look around.
It's a very useful spell that you've learned on your journeys.
Yeah.
Actually, that seemed to be from a ton of pinches, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna look around the bedding to see if this is from sleeping or if it's from just the adventures from yesterday.
Yeah, investigation check.
Did you say everyone else was awake too, or just George?
George wakes up a little bit before everyone else.
Okay.
And then they should be waking up now.
I got a 22.
22. So, with a very thorough inspection of your bedding, looking for any, any spores, any seeds, any, parts of plants that might have come in on your clothing, it does seem like there is not anything here of that plant's variety. But sure, we'll tie this into the same roll. You do remember that last session you did get your hand afflicted and did not get that resolved.
Right. I I did forget to ask for the medicine. But now that I'm, revitalized, I might as well cure it myself.
Mhm.
All right. Well, since I'm the first one awake, that means I don't have to contact Donnie Siva yet.
Hmm.
So, hmm. Man, I made a sending list that's long enough to take all of my third level spell slots. Uh, hmm. Okay. I'm going to cast sending.
Okay.
I'm going to send to Julia.
Okay.
Okay. You good to go?
Yep.
Hello, Julia. This is George. Are you safely out of Jasper? We made it out. Fire is bad. Stay safe.
I think that's it.
That was yeah, something like that.
Fire is bad. Stay safe. Oh, George. Good to hear you're safe. The city is in turmoil now. Fire is bad. Uh, most of the damage was in town square. I think that's it.
Well, she's alive. She didn't tell me much, but she's alive.
No, I just Ryan's dying.
Wrong hole. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh, brother. I see you're awake.
Oh, hello, Nuvian.
Oh.
Got something in your throat.
Whatever they put in that chamber definitely stays in there. Well, morning to you.
Yes, a good one. It is.
Could you pass me some soup?
Oh, yes. Yes, here. Let me get some myself. I go over.
All right. Soup is still very near the top. It is a huge pot of soup that is perpetually kept warm.
Good soup.
Good
Good
soup.
soup.
So, would you like me to contact our good friend Donnie?
I mean, it's quite early in the morning for that. He might be asleep.
I trust that. I mean, we can wait, but I trust he would wake up.
I'd say better
But
safe
if
than
you-
sorry.
In what way?
Better safe to wait.
All right, that's fine.
Confirmed during the daylight hours. Based on what you said, everyone in Eden Jasper probably had a very long day yesterday.
Yes, I would say so. Long day for sure.
I'd imagine if they did get to sleep, they would be quite out of it. Well, what's the plan for today?
That is a great question. Uh, we had my friend and we need to get, well, we had a plan before we had our encounter with Sivas, and now it's sort of it's been thrown off, so I'm not sure.
Hmm. Well, let's just go over the status of things once again. So, you said that the town square was attacked and boiling, which would take care of not Thomas Siva, Donnie, nope, Conrad Siva. You
Yes,
said you took
I
care of Thomas. Annette was taken care of. So that really does just leave Donnie in the port.
Yep. Of the Siva family, that's all there is.
I would imagine without leaders, a lot of the militia would be out of sorts. And with V here, we have the rightful mayor. If only I could walk again.
How long has it been since you were in the city?
I've been unconscious quite a bit, so time is a little bit out of sorts for me.
Brother,
Probably a week or so.
did Julia tell me how long the Sivas were in control of the city?
I believe it's been at least 2 weeks, if not the whole month.
That is not a long time. Okay. Brother, are you familiar
Actually, no,
with
it
the
would have
state
been
of...
just after your adventure had started. So like a month and a half.
It's still relatively not a long time, but whatever. Brother, are you familiar with the state of the town when the Sivas took control?
Generally speaking, I mean, I handled a lot of general upkeep. I mean, a lot of it was obviously our brother. But I took care of records as well. General trade agreements.
I got in contact with someone I know, and it was proposed that the city was rather well off with them in charge.
Well off with a couple dictators.
It was shocking to me too.
I mean, if the people were complacent, I can't imagine people like that would be the most benevolent of leaders.
Yeah, I assumed the same. But that's what I was told.
Perhaps it was a sort of front. Under their leadership, no one could really dissent. Such things, as far as I recall, with my 14 in history, uh, as far as I recall, such things have happened in the past. Especially down in Oradon.
Well, I mean, I guess it's like it's not too relevant now anymore. There's the the status quo has been shattered. So
I suppose. Perhaps with the help of V, we can bring back a real order to the city.
that would that would be fortuitous.
Still a bit hard to swallow the idea that an arbiter came back, though. But perhaps a bit of divine intervention, keeping the Sivas out of control for too long.
All right. Come on now. If the divines require an arbiter to remove a specific group from power, that's quite reckless of their use of power, is it not?
Don't think I'm really in a place to judge. The work of chance acts. Strange happenstances. I'm very well spoken this morning for some reason. I think it's the soup.
It's very revitalizing.
It is. Who knew our aunt was such a good cook? Soupsmith, perhaps.
Yeah. It's like I've missed something my entire life. And I didn't even know it.
At this point, the other three, not including Gregor, the cat Miriam, the wolf Miriam, and V. Palambi are starting to rustle up now.
I'll go prepare a bowl for V.
And if I recall, V had ended up sleeping on her side facing towards the wall, so she can't see any of you right now. She just hears, "Hello?"
You know, it's funny. I'm not that strong. I don't know if I should be the one trying to reposition.
Is anyone else up?
Oh, hello. Hello.
Air Jor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You could certainly call me that.
Yeah, what do you go by? I've heard you be called George and Air Jor.
Uh, as of late, I've been called George.
Hmm.
So,
Well, that was certainly the most comfortable rest I've had in quite a while.
I can imagine.
You mind turning me over so I could
Oh,
face the room?
um, yes. Yeah, do my best to try to help.
All right, give me a little bit of a strength check there.
I got a non-natural 1.
So you got like a 2 - 1.
I got a 2 minus 1.
Wow.
So
You don't see those too often.
with how tall V is and how gangly her limbs are right now, it is very difficult to roll her over in any sort of natural way that would not seem painful. um, oh, okay. How about we try the rope? Maybe that's a little more finesse.
Yes. Where did the rope go?
Gregor,
Uh,
where would you have left the rope?
We probably would have put it back in like whatever bag he has.
Hmm.
How much sleep has Gregor gotten at this point? 4 hours ish.
4 hours.
I guess I might go rummaging through his bag.
Would he be waking up naturally anytime soon?
Uh, depends if we skip time.
We're gonna leave V for 2 hours at least.
He seems like the type of guy who wants his full 8 hours of beauty sleep.
Hmm.
I will not get in the way of that. All right, yeah, I'll go looking for the rope.
All right, thank you. At this point, the wolf Miriam seems to be digging at a patch of dirt on the ground. It's the whole floor of this sort of cabin is dirt or moss.
I'm gonna quietly go over to where Gregor is and look around for the rope.
Hmm. All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Fort. Hold on, let me
Or-
make sure.
uh.
Yeah. Oh no, 16.
All right, easy enough. You find the rope
All right.
stashed in his bag.
Yeah. Let me get it out and try again.
All right.
Hopefully, it won't go so badly this time.
All right. You've got the rope now.
I'm gonna try to use it to get V upright and facing in a like not facing the wall.
Are you gonna like try and hoist it over like a branch or something that's in like inside this room, like some sort of? There's not really a
Pulley
rafter
system?
structure as there are, actual just tree branches growing in here.
I was figuring I'd tie it around her and then not necessarily hoist it over a branch, but just use that as a sort of torque mechanism to move her around. And now that I'm saying it aloud, it
Interesting
doesn't sound
approach.
like a good idea.
All right. I guess another strength check.
Sorry, what do you say?
I guess another strength check then.
All
You're
right.
just using it as a rope.
Gregor would have gotten a dirty 20 on this.
Just a normal strength check.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 7.
Still not enough. Oyster's like, that's a little tight.
My man. Sorry.
You know what? I'll just face the window.
No, we are going to fix this. I'm gonna get the hamburger helper out.
Okay. Hamburger
What's
can
its
do
strength?
what? 10 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um. How should I do this? Um. Um. Yeah. Is there like? Can I look around the surrounding? So there's just like branches throughout the area.
It's a very it's a 100% natural cabin. As if
Right.
shaped by a druid.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
A druid who is, of course, awake right now, if you want to go talk to her. She seems to be finished digging something up out of the ground, and she pulls it out.
Hey, Miriam,
Huh?
could I get some assistance over here?
Oh, sure. And with a wave of a paw, the shelf itself begins to move up, sort of like, almost like a hospital bed, and just rotate V around.
I'm just gonna sort of drop the rope, be like, yeah, that works.
All right.
And then untie it from her.
Yeah.
And put it back in Gregor's bag.
All right. So Miriam goes ahead and hands the bowl of soup over, or I guess mouths the soup over to V. Thank you. Like, very roughly tries to drink from the bowl with her joints not making much sense. So, Erjor, says Miriam. We talked yesterday about, well, not quite a lot. More so just the current state of everything out there. And at this point, Miriam does turn back into old, hunched over elven woman in moss cloaks. So, that's not even the right voice. So, what exactly has been going on other than all of the, you say, arbiters and melting of cities and all of that?
Oh, right. What has been going on? You know, that's such a fantastic question. So, well, I've been traveling. Um, yeah, I've been traveling. Full support to the family, of course. Uh, No issues there. Uh, yep. Last time I spoke to my father, we had a great conversation about everything going on. It was
Deception check.
Oh, I cannot roll today. I think I'm good at deception though. I'm okay at deception. That's a 14.
Versus a 17.
I'm not that good.
She gives you a look that's very knowing.
He wasn't the fondest of the idea. Okay.
I see.
Um, and in fact, some might say it would be more accurate to say the conversation was not pleasant at all. But beside the point,
So, as you converse, eventually enough time passes for Gregor to wake up. As you recount the tales of your journey.
Oh, hey. Seems everyone's up already.
oh, hello, Gregor.
Yeah, elves don't usually, sleep that long. 4 hours is
Well,
usually enough.
I feel like $1,000,000 gold.
Why, if you're willing to share.
Oh, if only.
Are you in need of money, brother?
Of course we are. You said you met up with father, right?
I see you've not been listening this entire time, but whatever. I appreciate your respect of privacy
I would imagine that,
in a cabin.
yeah, it is quite a small cabin here. I imagine he recounted you on our financial situation.
As much as he was willing.
So you know it's not great right now. Especially now that the Sivas, took most of what we had ever stored.
Yeah, I suppose that would put a damper on things. Well, I mean, I've got some money if you need it.
I mean, not much I could use it for in the forest here, but
Are you planning on spending the entire rest of your life in the forest?
well, the first goal here is
Don't you
fixing
dare
up my
say it.
legs.
You should say it. That's a great plan, Very respectable plan.
Oh, and Airjor, for that, yesterday we had talked about having you adventure out of the forest for some cerulean sea moss. That should, if we get a good enough supply of that, we should be able to fix up his legs as we did with his arms. We only had a little bit on hand as our reservoir of the stuff had dried up after the quake.
Right. I'm just gonna look over at Gregor.
Hmm?
All right, he wasn't listening.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I mean, I told you about the uh the fire problems, um, and the flying fire monster that caused them. But we can try to get more, I suppose. I mean, it would. My friend here and I, we can't really continue our journey at this moment anyway. So we can try to help. Yeah.
We're going to get more of that charcoal mushroom. Was it?
We are going to the coast. Little
The
day
coast.
adventure.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, you're not from here. It's not that far outside the forest. Not that far. We just have to go there, get some stuff, get back, and yep, that's all we have to
Okay.
do.
Sounds easy enough.
Yep, should be pretty easy. What does this seaweed look like? The cerulean seaweed?
It's a very light green, sort of cerulean looking, um, cerulean to teal looking moss that usually floats in on the shore. Um, the area of Seaport is very good at catching the currents, and so you'll be able to find it usually washed up by the docks.
By the docks. It is most common there. Does it go? Does it? Can we find it anywhere else?
You'd have to maybe venture outside of Jasper for that. And there might be some in the smaller port just out the city walls to the south. Well, that's
Could we see
a bit
the
of a
map?
farther trek.
Sorry, it's a little difficult to like make it
So
out.
there is the Cerulean Sea over
There's
here,
this. Mm-hmm.
and then obviously Seaport is right about there, and then all the way over here, that is the general area that she's talking about, that port outside the city.
That's the small port. Okay,
Yeah, that thinnest
that would
point of green is the wall of the city.
Seaport. It is. Yep. All right. Yep. Gregor, if you're good to go, I think we should depart then. Make good time and all of that.
Yeah, we can make it
By the
there.
way, has
Well, we're
anybody
just looking for
sudden
some seaweed.
has anybody seen Miriam?
The cat.
The kitty?
Yeah.
N-
I'm
no.
gonna look around a little.
Must be off on something. Oh well, she'll be back.
All right. Well, we'll be off, I suppose. Do wish us luck.
Oh, yes, of course. Watch out for wolves and other beasts of the forest. Oh, by the
Oh,
way,
we'll.
you, where did you put that large clod of the mushroom
Oh,
name?
it's on the shelf
The
where you
Cinderstone.
said I should.
Ah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Um, would you happen to have any fire resistance materials by chance? Just in case.
Um, with a 2, not on hand,
Oh, that's all right.
but if you want to wait maybe an hour, I could brew up something simple.
How long would you say the trek there and back, collecting as well, would take? Is that
For the better
feasible
part
to
of the
wait an
day.
hour? Would it be
So there and
feasible
back
to
would probably
wait?
be just a day trip. See if I
You know,
open up the Jasper map.
you know, actually, if we find ourselves in need of it, I doubt. I think it'll be okay. Probably.
Let's see, 10,
Hopefully.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, and 10, 120. It's like 2 hours to get to the seaport,
Oh,
and then 2 hours back.
yeah, we could wait. We could wait. That's not that bad.
All right. So with some compounding, after about an hour, mixing this in with some soup, taking one of the jars off the shelf, Miriam goes ahead and mixes up, along with a different slew of different mushrooms she pulls off of different shelves, a single jar of basic fire resistance potion. This should grant you a minute of fire resistance. It might take a few seconds to drink it all. And now I get to introduce soup rules.
Soup rules?
Soup
rules.
rules.
So, with any of the soups, the magical soups that Miriam cooks up, the total volume is 1 cup of soup. You have the option of, let's see, I believe it is 2 full turns to drink the soup. So about 12 seconds. Or if you want to, you can go to your kitchen, measure out a cup of water, and drink a cup. And if you can do that in under 6 seconds, you can make it 1 turn.
I have half a bottle of water here. 250 milliliters, about.
Does it have to be when we're trying to use it, or can it be like a
Right now.
When we're trying to
preemptive,
use
like
it.
now?
Okay. So would this count as a cup?
Well, hold on.
Just
What's the
120.
volume on the
What's the
bottle?
volume of a cup?
8
L2
ounces.
cups. 236 milliliters.
This is about it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, if I need to, I kind of want fire to show up now.
I don't think we do, but
For the sake of this water drinking, I kind of
that's
do.
true. You got to prove yourself.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, soup rules. I think I wrote them out fully somewhere. I'll let you know if I find it. But yeah. So after an hour, you now have soup. Basic fire resistance soup.
This has got to be the best tasting potion ever.
While she's compounding, still though, Nuvian does come up to you and say, "It's probably good enough time now. Try and
Yes.
contact Donnie if you can."
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I guess something.
Okay.
Before I cast something, does Donnie know of my existence?
That's a good question. I mean, if you did get captured by the Sivas, probably would
No ways. No
have a
ways.
general idea of who you are.
Good points, but I don't know what I'll say. And I cast something.
Hello, Donnie. This is George.
Hello, Donnie. This is your conscience speaking. I wanted to check back with you. It's been a while. How are you faring in your blood?
In your blood?
collecting.
I think blood is the last word you get in. Unless you want to make
Isn't
that
it
a compound
25?
noun.
Yeah, it's 25, right?
I think I counted 25.
I counted 20.
Oh.
What did you? Were you counting, Paul?
Sure,
No.
we'll say you get collecting in.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I should look up the rules for sending.
I have them right here if you'd like.
Let's see.
Oh, you know what's funny? The target hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. Well, I hope he doesn't.
The delivery fails. For what you don't know.
Well, it seems that well, that's not good for him.
But good for us.
Good for us, presumably. But yeah, me and my compatriot Gregor here, we need to be going, so we shall be. We'll
and
be
here's
back.
your soup.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, we'll be back. Yeah. And I march out the door.
All right. And Gregor, I presume you follow in tow?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gregor's following as well.
Stupid blood feud, I swear. It's just. Whatever. I'm walking.
Gregor, do you say anything to that?
To the blood feud thing?
Yeah, you have heard that.
I did hear the entire conversation yesterday, too. It was just sitting there awkwardly. Oh, that new vegan guy
Yes.
seems a little stubborn.
Oh, he is, yes, he's, well, he's not the most open-minded one now, is he?
He seems like
never has been.
there's bigger things going on than a family squabble.
Yes, I would say so. You would think that the mentioning of an arbiter would, and the presumptive death of so many would let it, drop. But here we are. But yeah, let's just get to the seaport, I guess.
Yeah, let's go collect that green seaweed or whatever.
Yeah, the cerulean seaweed.
All right. So, what path are you? Well, first of all, go ahead and both of you make a survival check to find your way out of the forest without any paths.
Oh boy. Which thing is survival?
It's wisdom, I believe.
Wisdom.
That's a good question.
It is wisdom. Yep.
Yeah, that is purely
I got
average
a
10.
21.
Okay. So, George, you're able to well enough follow the sun through the tree covers based off the time of day that you're aware of. And you do see that there is, with a 21, even at this distance, you do catch a glimpse of smoke rising from the city. And so you're able to latch onto that to generally make your way off towards that way. Let's see. Okay. Also, George, with a 21 on your survival of just general navigating, you do hear a pack of something traveling not directly towards you, but near you, at perpendicular to your path.
I'm gonna make sure that we don't run into them as best I can.
Okay.
What was in our path? No, I guess I didn't notice, but
Mhm.
Just like a pack of something. We probably don't want to find out what it is.
no, not at all.
All right. So what do you do to stay out of the way?
These are perpendicular. Um,
They're slowly getting
Greg,
closer.
Greg wants it. Oh, we could increase our speed. That would get us out of the way, wouldn't it?
Does
We're
Gregor
not.
notice the pack?
You can roll a perception check now that George has pointed it out.
17.
17. You do very faintly hear something approaching in your general direction. Maybe directly towards you, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely getting nearer to you.
How stealthy are you, Gregor?
I'd say I'm pretty stealthy. A +1.
Try to hide and wait for them to pass.
Where's a good spot to hide?
Well, I mean, yeah. I'm just gonna walk up a tree.
Yeah.
Wait,
Walk
yeah,
up.
you do have spider climb slippers now, don't you?
Yeah. Gregor, if you'll hand me the rope, we can get up this tree.
Oh, yeah, sure. And I gotta take the rope out of my bag and just kind of like throw it up.
All right. And you should probably tie one end to yourself too. You know how this rope works better than I.
Oh, yeah. I was about to ask if he could pick me up, but then I remembered. So Gregor will just kind of like tie a little knot around himself. And
Doesn't it follow commands?
yeah. Hey, rope, can you please take me up the tree? Thank you. Such a nice rope.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna walk up with the rope carrying him for me.
All right, make a strength check because you're carrying the rope and a Gregor.
Andrew Gregor. But man, do I have some assistance. That rope is helpful. There's no way. There is actually no way. There is. How did this happen?
Here's what I'm anticipating. Gregor.
So you know how I got a non-natural one.
I don't like that preference.
I have once again gotten a non-natural one.
All right, so you both fall to the ground. We'll say you both take a d4 of damage. So Gregor hits the ground first. You take 1 damage.
All right.
And George, you take also 1 damage.
My apologies.
Now go ahead and make a stealth check, both of you, with disadvantage.
I cannot believe I've never rolled a non-natural one before today, and now I've rolled it twice.
That's a 4. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's a 6.
I got a 12 and 11, so that is in total a 15.
Okay. So you hear this walking stop for a second, as it now very clearly begins approaching you at a very brisk pace.
Okay, I got this.
From the horizon of the ground, you see a pack of 3 boars coming your way. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Come on! Oh my! Wow. It is not my day. I got a nat 1.
Nat 1, okay. So first attack is at disadvantage.
Initiative. Where's Gregor's initiative? I don't see initiative on Gregor's sheet.
It's a good question.
It should just be your dex modifier.
Yeah.
Or your dex plus something.
Dex plus something.
Maybe like dex plus what is
It'd just
your
be
initiative?
dex.
Just dex? Alright, so that'd be a 12 on my part.
So 12 for Gregor, okay. So George has a natural 1. Gregor 2.
Why do I have a +1 to initiative? It's so weird.
Oh, and they rolled very well.
Huh. I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Man, aren't we lucky to have raided the Siva Vault?
Hmm. Filter, hue. Okay. Control Alt B. Oh man.
Also, I just realized is the longsword that's in his inventory, is that grayed out for me specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I know
I
what that
just
is.
realized
It's
that.
not yet attuned.
Okay.
There we go. And tokens, we want Gregor and George. Wait, where's Gregor? Gregor's over there.
Man, he really fell far.
The apple falls really far from the tree.
All right, so first in initiative order is Boar 1.
These boars rolled really well.
Indeed. So, they get a charge attack as long as they move 20 feet.
Man,
So,
funny you say 20 feet.
first one here is going to go for Gregor. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And take an attack against you, Gregor.
Is board number 1 just abnormally large?
It seems larger than the others, yes. So that is going to be a... oh, that's a natural 20 to hit. So I'm going to assume that hits. It's going to be 2d6 damage.
I feel like there'd have to be some divine intervention for a natural 20 to not hit.
20 feet. So total 25 to hit. And that's going to do 4d6 total. 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2, 6 plus 5. That is 11 damage plus 3 is 14 damage to Gregor.
Oof.
All right, so that is the first boar attacked. So the second one is going to go for Airjor now. Oh. 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35. It should be within its range. Yeah, it's got 40 feet. So that's going to go for also a charge attack against you. It's going to be a 15 to hit.
Let me quickly look at something. I'm going to use my reaction to cutting words.
Okay.
So, yeah, I get to roll. What is my?
Oh,
I get
actually,
to roll
I
my.
did the damage for Gregor incorrect. There's 2 more d6 with that. So Gregor, you take an additional, that'd be 5 plus 3, so additional 8 damage.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Gregor fell out of a tree and then just gets.
And then, well, you're already prone, but you would be knocked prone as well from falling out of the tree.
So yeah, 1d8. So you said 15
15 to hit, yes.
gets reduced down to 11, which does not hit.
All right. So how would you describe you blocking this hit?
As it's charging, I point my finger and I say, "Look over there!"
It's the
As I'm on
strange
the
movement.
ground.
It does look over there, and when it runs into you, it's just a pretty hefty headbutt, but you don't actually take any damage from it as it didn't hit you with its tusks. It's kind of like bumping into a dog that was running very fast. It doesn't hurt you. It's just, oh, that's a lot of force.
Yeah.
Look
All
over
right.
there to a boar.
So next in initiative order is Gregor.
All right, and you said I'm prone, and that's like an action to get up, right?
It's half your movement.
Have my movement. Okay, yeah, I will do that. My movement is 30 feet. Okay, so yeah, I will get up, and then I will. Yeah. I will use the flame gauntlet,
Okay.
and I will.
In the forest.
You make a good point, but Gregor just fell out of a tree and got hit by a boar.
I think it is a inspired choice.
He's gonna wind up a punch and just hit the boar in the like square in the side of the head.
Okay. What is your roll to hit there?
Let's do that. That's a 21.
That'll hit.
So that's 4 bludgeoning plus 2d4 fire. Okay, so 2d4. Where's my d4? That'll be a total of 9 damage.
9 damage total. All
Yep.
right. Very good. And they don't have any resistances to any of the attacks you just did, or any of the damage you just did. Is there anything you would like to do else with your turn?
What?
So once for short
Oh.
rest, you can do an extra action. Every attack action gets 2 attacks.
Oh, does that mean I can attack again?
You can attack again, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna. Okay, so I like follow through with my punch,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna, on the backhand, do up to the other side of his head.
Okay, sure. So you basically just...
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Go ahead and roll the hit.
Oh, okay. An 8.
An 8 does not hit, unfortunately.
Unfortunate. All right.
Is there any movement that you would like to do?
No, I'm not going to.
Or bonus action?
What bonus stuff is there? Okay. Oof. Okay.
So out of what you have just other general bonus actions. But you also have, because it's this campaign, we have identify weakness.
Right.
So if you so choose.
I don't see the identify weakness on his actual character sheet, but
No, it's just a general ability for the campaign.
oh, okay. Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to identify a weakness because there's no way I'm going to get out of get an opportunity attack from 2 boars.
I believe that's an investigation 15 check.
All right. And is investigation intelligence?
I can pull that up.
Yes. Or it's a DC insight roll, not investigation.
Oh, it's insight.
Yeah, which is wisdom.
Wisdom.
I rolled a 16.
16. Total?
Yes, his wisdom is +0.
Okay. So, with that, you get the sense that piercing damage would be particularly effective.
Noted.
And is that it for you?
Yep, that's it.
All right, not going to tell Air Jork. Good. So, Boar 3. Is going to also try and come up here for an attack against Airjor here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and here they have a shot towards Gregor.
That's Gregor. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I meant to say Gregor from
right
the beginning.
here.
And that is going to be a 21 total to hit. So I'll go ahead and roll that damage now. And that's going to be a total of 3 plus 6 plus 2 plus 5. 3, 2, 6, 5. 5, 5, 10, 16 plus 3, 19 damage to Gregor.
Oh my god.
And you are knocked prone. Well, actually, no, make a strength saving throw.
Sorry, I was just taking my 19 damage. And make a what, sorry?
Strength saving throw. DC 13.
Okay. That's a natural 20.
Natural 20. All right, you get hit, but you're just like, you know what? With the natural 20, do you want to get a free grapple check out of that to grab the boar by its tusks?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Go ahead and make another strength check. We'll say this is a DC at close range. We'll say DC 12 for strength.
That's a 22.
Very nice. So you now have this boar grappled, and we'll say because you're grabbing its weapon, it's also restrained. So it would have to make a strength check against your strength to try and break free and attack again.
I was about to say something, but I don't in character, but I don't think Gregor would curse. So
He's too pure of a boy.
yeah, screw you, you boar. That hurt.
And now with his natural 1, we get Airjor, who can attack at disadvantage.
All right, so I'm not going to attack.
Okay.
I instead am going to cast blindness at
Okay.
level 3, at level 3, and target the boar that attacked me and the boar that got a crit on Gregor.
Do you get more targets with the higher levels? Is that how that works?
Yeah, so it's a second level spell. So at third level, it targets 2.
All right. What do they need to save?
They need a Constitution saving throw.
Cons save. All right. So total is what do they need to save against?
Constitution 15.
15. Okay. So the one in front of you definitely makes it. The one in front of Gregor, you can see its eyes begin to white over.
So not only is it restrained, but it's also blind.
No, the big one was the one.
The big one
that got blinded.
Yeah.
Oh.
The one you're restraining is the one to your up and to the right. So we can at this point zoom in over here.
And with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word at second level on Gregor.
All right.
Because, wow, that was brutal.
That was brutal.
All right, so that is 12 points of healing to Gregor.
12 points of healing.
Thank you.
All right.
That feels better. I just have to let you know, I went from 72 health to 31 health, all in that span of that one turn.
Yep. And then is 31 your total after healing?
Oh, no. 43 now.
43. Okay.
Yep.
Well then.
Still hurt, but better.
Is that your whole turn now?
Oh, yeah.
All right. That brings us back to Big Boar, which is now blinded. Let's see. Blinded effects are rules. Glossary.
I do like how all 3 could attack me if they wanted.
They would never do such a heinous action.
2 of them did. The third one was like, all right, maybe not.
So, it would have advantage on this attack with pack tactics if it wasn't already blinded. So it just gets a base roll against Gregor. Who's
no, they have pack tactics.
That's going to be a total of 13 to hit you, Gregor.
If it matches my AC, does that hit or not?
That does hit.
No!
You have a 13 AC?
Yeah.
Gregor, no.
I would have thought it'd be higher.
A total of 2d6. That's going to be 5 and...
Why is he rolling high?
4.
Why is he wearing hide?
No, why is he rolling high? But he's
5 plus
he is
4
also
plus
just wearing
3,
leather.
5 plus 7. That's going to be 12 damage to Gregor.
Well, there goes the healing word.
Back
But
to
hey,
31.
hey, it negated that. So.
And then, as it is the leader, it also gets a second attack.
What?
It's going to go for a natural 4. That's going to be a total of 9 to hit.
No, definitely not.
Does not hit. All right. So that is its turn. For number 2, the one in front of George will now go for an attack. It's going to be a total of 13 to hit.
Does this one have pack tactics?
That was its total roll.
Okay, does not hit.
Does not hit. All right. And it is not the leader, and therefore it only gets 1 attack. So that is basically its whole turn spent. We go to Gregor. So you got this boar by the tusks. It is restrained. It cannot attack without first breaking free.
Would it break the restraint if I took one hand free to do something?
I would say if you're attacking it, you would have disadvantage.
Okay.
Or you would have advantage.
Oh, okay.
But it currently has disadvantage on stuff.
Yeah. There's something I want to try, but I don't know. Okay, so I will keep restraining it with one hand, and then there's something that I so want to do here, but I can't just because of how they're lined up. But but for now, because I'll get advantage on it, and also I don't want to. So if you disengage, that's an action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe.
I will keep hold on one of its tusks, and I will.
You have a slew of weapons on your back.
I do. I'll take. Yeah, while holding one tusk, I'll quickly reach back and pull out a javelin.
Okay.
And I will try and stab it through the top of its head.
All right. So javelin is 1d6 piercing plus any sort of.
Oh, you don't
proficiency
even need to
bonus.
roll the attack.
Yes, do roll the attack.
But it is with advantage.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. That's a nat 20.
All right. So it's 2d6 piercing. And then the total down. So 2d6 piercing plus your proficiency bonus, which is 2.
Yeah. 2d6 plus 2.
Yes. And then double the total.
And then double the total.
Because it's piercing and it's weak to that.
Oh! That's 14.
14 total.
I rolled heinously low on one of those die.
Still a decent total.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one of your attacks.
Oh, right, yeah. So I take it that since my javelin probably didn't go all the way through.
You can reuse it, yeah.
Yeah, I will. Pull it and then try and stab it from the bottom as well.
All right.
Are you making
go
a
ahead and roll.
kebab?
I'm making a boar kebab. We're gonna be eating good tonight.
Have
Roll
you
with
ever been to
advantage?
the restaurant named Boars Head?
I have not.
I've been to the deli aisle and seen it there.
Wait. Yeah.
All right, so let me roll. Is this one still with advantage?
Still with advantage.
Every good roll has to be averaged out by a bad roll. Does he not get a less to hit with any of the longsword, javelin, great axe, dagger?
It would be I believe it'd be your strength.
Yeah.
Okay, so that'll be a 10.
10 total?
Yeah.
It does not hit, unfortunately.
All right, that's fine.
All right. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
If only disengage was a bonus action. No, I'm good.
Take rogue levels.
All right. So we're back to board 3, which is in front of George. I do believe. Or wait, no, is that the one?
Board
No,
3
that's
is
the
the
one Gregor.
restrained one.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to go for a strength check against Gregor. So Gregor, go ahead and roll strength.
Oh boy. I'll take. Where did I put? 19.
Ooh. It rolled a natural 19, which means with its bonus, it does break free.
Ah, damn it.
But
Wait, hold
that
on. What's
is
a
its
saving
whole
throw?
turn.
Is saving throw the same as just my modifiers?
For saving throws, yeah, no, you don't have anything there.
Okay, yeah.
Gregor doesn't have any special saving throw.
Yeah. All right, so 19 then. Damn it.
So, yeah.
So close.
All right. But that is its whole turn, which brings us back to Airjor.
All right. I'm going to get the Sunblade out.
Hmm.
I'm going to, I guess, light the Sunblade.
Okay.
And then I'm going to slice down at the big boar,
Big boar.
aiming
Okay.
like in between its snout and its tusks.
Okay. Go ahead and
Since
roll
it's
to hit.
like Sunblade. Yeah. Okay, well,
If only someone was a bard.
that's crazy you say that. Yeah, I don't know what the hit mod would be, but it doesn't matter because I rolled a 2.
Hmm. So it does not hit. Any bonus actions?
Hmm. Uh, I'm going to try to identify weakness.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I remember I still didn't say it.
Yeah.
So let me make this insight roll, and hopefully it won't be a 2. Thank goodness it wasn't a 2. Okay,
It's a 3.
it was a 19.
19.
It would be really
Alright.
funny if it was a 3.
You can tell Big Boar is also weak to piercing.
Gregor, keep using that javelin. It's working.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
I know, I figured.
Oh.
So back to Big Boar. Does Big Boar get any saves on the blindness at the end of
Yeah,
or start of
so-
any turn?
Let me quickly make sure. At the end of each turn, it can repeat the save.
All right. And then what is the DC?
15.
Con?
Yep.
So the
At the
board
end
did
of the
make
turn.
it. At its last turn, yeah. Since I didn't make it for the.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so it is. Uh-oh.
So Big Boar's back in business. And it's going to go for, with pack tactics now again, in a attack at advantage against Gregor. Big boy versus big boy. It's going to be a total of 19 to hit. That will hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to go for 2 attacks.
Mm.
The second one is also going to be 19. So in total, that's going to be that many dice. So 6 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2 equals 6 plus 3
16.
plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 because it's got the mod. Total 22
22.
to Gregor. All right. And that is its turn.
Yeah, Gregor is looking very, very bad.
All right. That brings us over to board 2. We'll see how this shakes out.
Dude,
It's me, board 2.
Dude,
Me, board 2.
So board 2 gets a natural 18 against Airjor.
Okay.
And it's going to roll its damage against you. It's going to be a 5 plus 4 plus 3, 12 damage against Airjor. And that is going to be its turn. Which brings us over to the boy.
Yeah, so first things first, I'm going to use my bonus action Second Wind.
Okay.
1d10 plus LV HP self-healed. What is LV? Level?
A level.
Okay.
So
one
you would all be
D10 plus
level 8.
8, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and roll a D10 plus 8.
Oh, actually, your total health would be increased with this new level. So 10 plus...
Oh, from 73?
Yeah. I'll calculate
yeah.
that. So you have 82 total.
82, which is
So
9
you
more
have
than
9 more, yeah.
So I'm at 18. Okay. But I'm still going to do this.
Yep.
All right, that's an extra 11.
11. All right. So
At
there's your
29.
bonus action.
Okay. So and I was grappling the one to my top right. Okay.
Yes. It did break free.
Right, yeah.
Oh, also something I'll mention just in case you missed it. A 19 is also critical for Gregor.
Yeah, yeah. Is Action Surge a bonus action?
It is free to do. You can do it anytime during since any given short rest.
Yeah. I'm gonna use it so
Okay.
that I have 3 attacks this turn.
You'd have 4 total because it's plus 1
4
action.
total? Plus 1 action.
And 1 action is 2 attacks.
Okay. So, with that, I am going to use that first action to disengage.
Okay.
And I've got to go 1 square bottom right. So 2, 3. Then 3 more to the right. Then 2 up.
Okay.
Are
And they're all
you about to make a kebab?
They're all aligned. And I have something called the Volt Javelin.
Ooh.
Regular spear throw command. 120 by 5 foot line of lightning crackles out. Target is a ranged spell attack. All in line are Dex 13 save.
Yes. So go ahead and make those saves.
Take 4d6 lightning or half on save.
Okay.
Where in the world did you get that, Gregor?
Their dex is +0. Oh boy. So do 4d6 lightning damage against all of them.
Oh! A 4d6 against all of them. Dude, that's what you like to hear.
crazy.
And then I believe one thing I did abbreviate from what's actually written on the official item is your target also takes the force of a regular javelin. So that would be 1d6 plus your proficiency bonus.
For each of them as well?
Just the one at the end of the line.
Oh, okay. Well, first let me roll the d6s.
All right.
Okay, so for the one at the front, that's going to be the one closest to me. That's going to be 9 total damage to it.
9 total damage. Okay. Yep.
So big boy in the middle gets 18.
18. Okay, yeah.
And then the one at the end is the one that takes the 1d6 plus proficiency.
Yes.
Wouldn't it also be piercing, so it'd be doubled?
That would be
The
double.
1d6.
So that's going to be 17 from the lightning.
Okay.
Then
So 1d6 plus 2
1d6
times 2.
times 2. 10. An extra 10 piercing.
10. All right. So
How are those pack tactics working out for you guys now?
I don't think it magically comes... Yeah, Volt Javelin doesn't magically come back to you, but you did do a significant amount of damage to all of them. They're all looking bloodied. But none of them have fallen yet.
It doesn't come back, that's fine. I have a second attack anyway.
Indeed you do.
Oh, man. That was just the first attack.
That's the first attack. No, granted, I can't. I don't have it again, so I can't do it again. But
Yeah, but still.
imagine though. Yeah. So otherwise, I will now just take my longsword and go up to the. Ooh, do I have the movement for that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I do not have the movement for that.
I will say the longsword is not attuned.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't move towards to attack it anyway. So instead, I'll take my regular javelin.
Okay.
And throw it at the one closest to me.
All right. So go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. And sorry, what was the thing that I add onto it? Was it strength?
Yeah, it's going to be a total of... Wait, is it strength? No, it's proficiency.
Proficiency bonus. Okay, so that's going to be a 19.
Okay.
But non-natural 19.
Not 19 natural. Okay. So that will hit.
All right.
And then you would double your total damage. So 1d6 plus 2 times 2.
1d6 plus 2 times 2. That's going to be a 6. I rolled a 1.
6 total. All right. And that will not bring it down. That will bring us to its turn. And it is going to go for... It doesn't have enough distance to charge at you, so it's just going to make a regular attack against you as it tries and moves over. It's going to be a total of 21. That'll hit. There's going to be a 6 plus 4 plus 3.
Damn.
So 13 total damage. Over to Gregor.
That's fine.
And that is its action.
Hey, it doesn't have pack tactics anymore, though.
No, it doesn't.
Now
And that's
it's
its turn.
now it's George against two
got
bloodied
this.
ones, though.
Indeed.
All right. So, long sword in hand,
Mm.
I'm going to try the same thing again
Okay.
to the big boar. Oh, well,
So
actually,
longsword is slashing, I'll remind you of that.
yeah, I don't have any piercing in my inventory.
Hmm.
Or actually, this one's radiant.
You know what? I will say, well, it's not attuned, but to the left of the boar on the very left is where Gregor's spear did land. So you could grab that if you want.
It would do piercings, yeah. Something.
It would do piercing, but
It's not attuned, so
the
it'll just be a regular javelin.
the sunblade does finesse damage though, and I have a -1 to strength.
That's fair.
So yeah, I'm actually going to aim towards the center of its face to like at its snout to like cut down. Yeah.
All right. Roll to hit. Man, really ignoring Bardic Inspiration here.
I mean, the Bardic Inspiration wouldn't matter if I keep rolling 2.
Okay, so does not hit.
Wow. George is out of it today.
I've rolled 4 2s today. So I'm going to use my bonus action to not make a roll to hit. I'm instead going to cast Cure Healing Word at 4th level on Gregor.
Much appreciated.
All right.
I now have to roll the d4 8 times.
You want me to just auto roll it?
I've already rolled it 3 times, so it's okay.
Sunk cost fallacy. You know, for the record, Gregor's looking really bad.
That is 24 points of healing.
We take
All
those.
right. That was better than my 17 that I rolled. All right. Is that your whole turn?
Yep.
All right, back to Big Boy. Big Boy's now going to target you. It's no longer blind. Air
That
Joy.
is unfortunate, truly.
Pack Tactics means it gets advantage on both of its attacks. So the first one is going to be a total of 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Second one is going to be a total of 13 to hit.
Surprisingly, does not hit.
All right. So you survive Big Boar. Big Boar's not going to do anything else. It's on
It has
to
2
Boar 2.
attacks. It has 2 attacks.
Yeah. So that was both of them.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
With advantage, it got a 12 and 13.
Yes.
Wow. That's
Cool.
so lucky.
I'm
And
not
that's both
Gregor,
with a
apparently.
+5 to each attack.
Oh, it rolled
What?
terribly
It
each
rolled
time.
terribly.
So that brings us to Boar 2, which is also by you, Airjor. So it's just going to roll regular attack. That is a natural 1. What would you like to do to this boar? I'll give you a free attack against it.
Wow.
Seeing its off-balanced attack, I'm going to take a swipe at the side of its face with the Sunblade.
All right. Go ahead and roll a hit.
Hey, Ryan, what does a nat 1 do here?
What?
I'll give Big Boar an attack against you. Because you're now
Cool.
stumbling over its buddy. So I'll give it another attack. That's going to be a total of 13.
Does not hit.
What the hell is going
So
on?
this is just a pile of like boars and an air jor flopping over each other, just stumbling. I'm just going to say everyone in this pile is now prone.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And that's going to end its turn. So back to Gregor.
Okay. Yeah, sure. This isn't canon, but I like to think Gregor is laughing just as hard as I am right now.
So Gregor, what do you want to do?
Do I have the movement? Hold on. I don't even have the movement to get it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, and you already used your action surge, so you can dash.
I'll just keep going with the spear and stabby stab this guy, hopefully till he dies.
All right.
This time, though, I'm going to stab it, like, try and stab it right through the nose, through its body to make a real kebab that we can rotisserie over an open flame.
All right. 1d6 plus 2 times 2.
Oh, wait, that... Did it hit? It just hit automatically?
Oh, yeah. Roll the hit, obviously. I'm just reminding you of what's not written on the sheet.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. That won't hit.
Okay.
That's a 6 plus 2. Yeah, that's an 8. So I'll do it again.
Does not hit. But yes, you do get 2 attacks.
14.
That'll hit, I think.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do this one, this die. So just to make sure, that's my roll plus 2 times 2.
Yes.
That's 16.
16 damage. So, with your first attack, the
Did you
boar
get
goes ahead and
max
takes
damage?
its attack, or
Yes,
it
yes, I
takes
did.
its tusk and bashes your spear aside. You go ahead with your Zirconian guard training, turn that javelin in place, and go in for another ram with the tip of that spear. And you do get a boar shish kebab. And that boar is dead as it goes limp on your
Let's
javelin.
go. The boys still got it, even after taking so much damage.
Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Yes.
Okay.
I will move 5, 10. I'll move up and to the left twice. And then one.
So that's 15 movement.
Yep. And then I'll move 3 more over, right?
That's
Or
30
left,
total.
yeah. And that will... I'll end my turn there.
All right. And I will add a spear over in this general direction. And that brings us over to, well, that would be Boar 3. It's over to Airjor's turn now.
If I cast a ranged attack spell, I would get disadvantage on that, wouldn't I?
Yes. As
Oh,
it's
wait.
prone.
Wait,
You're also prone.
yeah, so are the other two.
Yes.
Is Big Boy prone? Wait, all 3 of you are prone?
All three, because of
All 3 are
what
prone.
just happened, we are all prone. Attack roll against you has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet. I have advantage on both of these, which means if I ranged attack spell, I don't just roll normally. So, with that in mind, I'm going to Eldritch Blast these two.
All right.
1 beam for each. All right. First beam was a 24. Second beam was a 26.
Those would hit, yes. Any of those natural
All
20s?
right. No.
Okay.
I got a 17 and 19. So if I were Gregor,
If you're a
I'd be
Gregor, that would be
chilling.
natural. Yeah.
But
So roll first for the big boar.
all right, big boar takes six force damage,
6 force damage, okay.
and smaller boar takes, if the dice would like to stay on the table, 3 force damage.
All right. Not big totals, but still damage.
Still damage.
Damage is good. Damage is damage.
All right. Is that your whole turn?
You know, I personally feel so inspired by the work I just did not see, seeing I was prone. I am going to share that inspiration with my friend Gregor
Okay.
and give him bardic inspiration.
Let's go.
Gregor, there's only one thing more inspiring than this song, and that is you.
And you do a
Oh,
little riff
wow.
on your guitar.
Yep.
All right. That brings us back to Big Boy. Big Boy's going to use half its movement to stand up. And still it does have pack tactics, so it does get 2 attacks against you, both with advantage.
Yep.
There's a 5 and a 2 on the natural rolls. Those won't hit.
Wow.
And then the
That's
next one
crazy.
will be a total of 15. No, with advantage. Okay, total 23.
I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs on this thing.
Okay, what does that do?
I magically distract the creature and make the uncertainty into encouragement for another creature. So the boar must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll, and then I give advantage to the creature I select, which is Gregor.
Okay, so it's going to be a total... Okay, so that's lower now. That's going to be a total of 16 to hit.
That still hits.
All right. So on the second attack, it does 2d6. It's going to be a... that's total 4 plus 2, 6 plus 3. That's 9 damage over to you.
All right. That's hurting.
And that's going to end its turn. As it now goes over to Boar 2, who's also next to you. It's going to go for an attack without advantage. That's going to be a natural 19 plus 5. So it's going to be 24. That will hit.
That will hit.
2d6. That's going to be a 1 plus 1 plus 3. 5 damage over to you.
I've seen better days for sure.
Yeah. And now we're back to the boy. And I think the boy's about to
boy.
wreck house.
The boy
boy's
who has
about to wreck
advantage.
house. So, I'm gonna move down left 1 and then 1 more down to get my Volt Javelin.
So you now... Whoop.
Yep.
You now picked up the full javelin.
And I would just like to say, there is nothing on here saying it's range or anything that I have to be away from any creatures.
That is fair, yeah.
So
And your target would be at the end of the line, so that would be enough distance. Even if it was part of it.
I am going to throw that whole javelin.
Okay. DC is 13. So the one nearest to you does make the save. The one farther
Okay.
from you does not make the save.
Okay, so
big
that
boar
it'll
does
still
not
take half the first
Yeah.
one.
And the one at the
So-
end takes 1d6 plus 2 times 2 piercing.
All right, we're about to have some cooked pork chops.
Oh man.
Well, the die fell off the table. So that's going to be a 5 damage for the nearest one.
5 damage for the nearest one. Okay.
And then this is where the fun begins. So that's going to be 11 to the further one from just the lightning.
Okay.
And then 1d6 plus, what was it?
Plus 2 times 2.
Plus 2 times 2.
Just go ahead and describe how all of this goes down.
So, Gregor, of course, he's running, picks up his spear, and the Volt Javelin, and then the moment he gets it, he winds up and boom,
All right.
which 14 damage to the far one with the piercing.
Okay.
With the
So even if you rolled minimum on the piercing damage, that was enough to do it. So you now got a two cooked and skewered boars, and the boar closest to you does get a bit of a jitter from the electricity. It's still up though.
It's a resilient boar.
Boar 3 is down. So it brings us to Airjor. Big boy is down.
Big boy is down. Well, seeing as this has not worked at all, I'm going to once again make a slash at the boar with the Sunblade. What?
Hold up. Gregor's got 2 attacks.
And
I'm not getting in that way. Not getting in the way.
Right? Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah.
Bardic Inspiration 28.
And inspiration from the silvery barbs.
I'm sorry, George, but I'm about to.
That's fine. No.
I'm about to clean house.
Nope, you're good.
I will take out my longsword.
Hmm.
And with like a little flourish, you know?
Yep.
To the sword. I'm gonna slash at its neck and try and decapitate it.
All right. Roll to hit.
Do I have to choose before I roll if I want to use the Bardic Inspiration?
Let me check.
No, after you see your result, but before you
After I
say
see my result. Ah, okay. And 1d8 that is?
Yes.
Yes, and you get advantage because of the silvery barbs on the base roll as well.
You know, I don't need to. That's a natural 19.
Yo. So you crit with this sword.
And what's the javelin's attack? Sorry, what is the longsword's attack? Like when I hit.
So longsword is going to be, I'm going to assume you're doing this two-handed.
Yeah.
Longsword is going to be 1d10 plus your of slashing. It's going to get plus your proficiency bonus.
And then times 2?
Not times 2 because this is slashing.
Oh, okay. I mean, because it was a crit.
Ah, yes, times 2 to the dice. That's going to be 2d10. Plus 2.
2d10 plus 2?
2d10 plus 2 total. Yes.
That's going to be 15.
15. All right. So, after hurling this lightning javelin through both of the boars, taking out the big boy, you go ahead and pivot over to just pulling out your longsword, and in a very samurai-like quick draw blow, before the boar even realizes it, its head is just off, and it rolls off to the side. And you've taken down these boars.
And that's the power of Gregor. Don't fuck with Gregor. Sure, he almost died. He almost went down a few times, but It wasn't even close.
Never
Not
had a
even
doubt
close.
in my mind, except for those times I did.
Yeah, I never had a doubt in my mind except for like those 3 times that I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you've got 3 big boars. Probably about halfway through the forest at this point.
Let this be a PSA to everyone. Wild boars are an invasive species to Texas, and thus you should be hunting them. My parents have a property where the wild boars run rampant and destroy all the vegetation.
So now dox your parents. So people can go hunt there, obviously.
Exactly. That's not doxing.
All right.
I didn't even say anywhere close where they could be.
Well, yeah, you would dox them
Texas
so
is
that people
a
can go.
small.
Look.
Texas
yeah,
is a
yeah,
small
yeah.
state, you know.
Texas is a small state, yeah.
So you've got 3 big boars, one bigger than the rest. What would you like to do with them?
Ugh. That was a fine display.
Thank you. They were they kind of made me a bit mad with all what they were doing, so I just had to go off on them.
Yeah, and I really showed them too. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure you must have missed it, but it was quite a display from me.
I was quite wrapped up in attacking, so I probably didn't notice.
Cool. Yeah, no worries, no worries. You had to be there,
I think I was.
Anyways, so what are we going to do with these?
I mean, we could probably carve up a little bit of them at least for rations or something.
That could help you bring some of it for the soup.
Ooh, that would be good.
So let's take the 2 small ones for rations. And big one we save for or what we can get from the big one we save for the soup.
Yeah, I think that works. Do you have a question? How far are we from the cabin?
Looking at the map here of Jasper, maybe like 2 miles.
Okay.
So take
we got 2 miles before we
30
encountered
minutes of
something
hiking
that
to get back.
2 miles before we encountered something that almost did Greg.
You got maybe like
Yeah.
1.5 miles to 2 miles to get out of the forest.
So yeah, let's go ahead and carve them up.
Yep.
All right. Takes about an hour to deal with all the meat that you've got. And at this point, it is probably nearing a little bit before midday.
Nearing what?
Let's get back to it. Midday.
Okay.
All right, back to walking we shall go.
Yep. Let's go.
So you've each
the port.
prepared or carved up the small boars, and then you've left the big boar there?
I think we were also going to carve up the big boar as well.
Okay, so you've carved all 3 boars, and where are you putting all the raw meat?
Is the storage cube?
Oh, you do have the storage cube. All
Will
right,
that work?
That'll
Would
do.
that like for okay.
Cool.
Also, I would have, of course, picked up the Volt Javelin and my regular javelin that was still stuck into the first boar I killed.
All right. So, you hike on. Go ahead and make me a survival check. Both of you.
Oh, boy.
I did roll a 2.
Okay.
I didn't roll a 2. Survival is this one. I rolled a 7 in total because I rolled
7
a
in
3.
total. Okay.
5.
This is not our day.
No.
Okay.
No.
So a little turned around from all the fighting. You end up taking about an hour of hiking before you find the edge of the forest, and you're a little bit about 2 miles off of where you thought you would be. But you are a little closer to your destination. So if we go ahead over to the map, you were originally aiming to exit towards the city here, which would be about here, but you end up around about over here.
That
at the
is
edge of
kind
the
of
forest.
convenient.
I mean, yeah. So, where'd we go from here? I don't know the way.
Hold on, Gregor. I'm gonna try to see what I can make out along this vast plain of the Jasper region.
All right. Specifically, what are you looking for? Are you just looking for general details?
Mostly the Arbiter.
All right. Go ahead
Or
and give me a
signs
perception
of it.
check.
That is a 15.
With a 15. Okay. You don't notice anything large flying in the sky other than, just general birds, but you can tell that these are birds. Of course, you do still see the signs that the Arbiter attacked. From this vantage point, you don't quite see your estate off in the distance, but you do see general small billows of smoke coming off from this direction. From this vantage point, you would see down into the valley where the main city is. And you do see it is still smoldering, but it's not as intense as it was yesterday. It doesn't, from what you can tell, it doesn't seem like there was an increase to the attacks. Rather, there was just a general remains of the attack from yesterday.
Okay, we should be good. We need to go that way. Yeah, that way. With the is there smoke coming off the west side?
There would be billows of smoke that you would see coming over the horizon, but not as intense as Jasper itself.
With the smoke, yeah. Let's follow the smoke.
All right.
I don't like the look of that.
I don't either.
So, are you going to try and ford the river at the edge of the forest or ford the river at its crossing?
I'd say at the edge of the forest.
Okay. So go ahead, and as you get to the river, there is no bridge here, but the river is slow enough at this point that it is crossable. Go ahead and give me either survival check or a strength check. Your choice.
I'll do a strength check. Hey, guess what? I rolled a 2.
Hey, guess what?
What?
I rolled a 2.
What? So that's gonna be a 5 for a total for me.
You said it was
Gregor's.
a survival check.
Gregor's
That does 6 for me. That
so
is
both of you
twos.
now go ahead and make dexterity checks as you slip in your footing and start to get swept away.
Oh boy.
For the love of God.
That's a 6.
No!
Don't tell me you rolled a 2.
Well, I didn't roll a 2.
You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, my
All right.
God.
So George, you slip and you go under. Now go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw as you start and breathe in water.
Oh boy. Please, please, for the love of God.
Okay. Oh, that's an 8.
8. All right. So that is a failed check. You're going to go ahead and take 1d10 of drowning damage. So 2 total. 2 total damage.
Okay.
And Gregor, you go ahead and also give me a Constitution check with, we'll say, advantage, as you didn't get as bad of a natural 1. Or as bad as a natural 1.
Wow, I rolled 2 18s in a row, so that's going to be 21.
Okay. So you're able to keep your head above water, but you are also being swept away.
How far would George be from me?
George is, you can see his just general limbs peek out from time to time, probably about 20 feet down the river from you.
Oh,
You're
boy,
also
okay.
moving quite fast down the river as well.
Back into the forest.
No, this would be down into the valley towards eventually Seaport.
Yeah, you're right.
So if you can get your footing, you might be able to just, I mean, it's chilly, but you would be able to swim down the river. So Gregor, what would you like to do, as you're the one who's not currently drowning?
Could I like do something to like try and get my footing so that I can actually like properly swim instead of like be fumbling?
Yeah, go ahead and give me, since you're an NPC, dexterity check to try and motion your way. Or you know what, dexterity or strength, your choice.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a nat 1.
All right, so Gregor, as you try and position yourself and try and catch a rock, you end up slipping and tripping, and now you're going to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw as well.
Wow.
Or just Constitution roll.
And that's a 22.
All right, so you're able to hold your breath, but you are now submerged in the water. George, at this point, go ahead and make me another Constitution saving throw.
That's an 11.
11. So you're able to at least peek your head above the water to get a breath of air. So there's that at least. But you are still being swept away. Both of you go ahead and make me a new strength save.
Strength save?
Yes.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
37.
37. So, George, you're back under. But Gregor, you're able to at least surface and get your orientation, your bearing again. So, Gregor, what would you like to do?
I am once again going to try and get my footing and start trying to swim instead of fumble.
All right. So, with the word footing, you're trying to like stand up into the river?
Okay, so bad phrasing. More just like not be thrashing or fumbling around or anything, and try and just be controlled swimming.
You've reoriented yourself into the river so you can swim now.
Okay. I am going to swim forward and towards where George is, so I can hopefully like use my strength to like grab him and hold him up above the water.
All right.
Because I assume I see him like...
Yeah. Yeah, so go ahead and give me a strength check.
I swear if this is a 1 or a 2. Okay, we take those. That's going to be 19 total.
19 total? All right, so a critical, in your case, for a
it wasn't natural.
Okay. So you are able to surface George. I have to switch back to calling him George now. And he does. You are able to breathe now. You're coughing a little bit. But you are able to breathe. You're both now in the river, though, being swept away.
Thank you, Gregor.
Oh, of course. It seems like we took quite the tumble there. Still shaken up by those boars.
And I will say, at this point, since you've been swept away quite a while, or quite a ways, you do hear a roaring of water in the distance.
Oh no.
Oh, fine.
We
need to
get out of here.
Okay. We need to swim.
All right, strength check.
Is Gregor still holding on to me?
I would think so.
Yes, but like I'll let you. Like I assume after like a little bit, you would have like caught your breath and then like
Yeah.
finally been able to orient yourself.
So
Cool.
to get across this river, as it is picking up in speed now, you're going to need to make 3 strength checks. 2 of them need to succeed
Oh. Okay.
for both of you.
Hold on.
You know what? We're gonna shotgun
And
this.
George,
I
for
have
you, it can be
3d20s.
athletics as well, if that's better at all.
Cool. Wait, no, can I play my guitar?
You could. It's a bit muffled under the water.
I'm going to cast fly on myself and levitate on Gregor.
All right. So, George, you're able to at least whoop out of the water. And you said you're
Okay.
trying to levitate above Gregor?
I'm also going to cast levitate on Gregor.
Okay.
Oh.
What does levitate
'Cause
do?
It
Go ahead and describe
lets him-
what it does to Gregor.
Well, all it says is that the guitar can cast it. So let me quickly pull up its description. One creature or object rises vertically up to 20 feet and
Hey, what's the next part of that say?
rises up vertically 20 feet and remains suspended there for the duration.
So it doesn't.
There's
The
now
target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, which allows to move as if it were climbing. Oh, I'll fly up to Gregor and use myself as the object.
All right. So you're now carrying a Gregor through the air as you're flying.
Oh, once again, I'm carrying Gregor. Oh no, this didn't go well last time.
But it's more
But
levitating.
Gregor's now weightless.
Yeah.
That does help.
So with this, you are able to ford the river. We'll say you're now at the river's edge here. We'll say you're right over here.
And
So-
when the spell ends, the target floats gently down to the ground
Okay.
if it's still aloft.
So I would just like to ask, just for my own sanity, real quick. I did roll 3 d20s during that, just in case I had to like make any swimming checks or anything. And you said they were strength.
Strength, yes.
What does 16, 17, and 18 have passed?
Yes. You would have been able to just swim over to the edge of the water.
All right, so I pre-rolled those just in case. But okay, so we've taken out assassins, we fought all of this stuff, and then some boars, and the river almost did us in. This just goes to show that nature is the cruelest of them all.
I'm gonna sit down and look across the river
Oh yes, Gregor's gonna
towards
sit down too.
towards my estate.
Okay. From this vantage point, yeah, I'd say maybe the estate would be on the edge of your horizon with the elevation. You would see it is smoldering at the corner that you can see on the map there, but it's not burnt down.
Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Well, shall we continue on, or do you want to take a breather.
I think we should take a little bit of a breather.
All right.
I agree.
So, both of you can go ahead and take a short rest, if you so choose.
I will absolutely take a short rest.
I
Oh, and
also
Gregor, you
will
don't have
take a
short rest rules.
There's no
Um,
short rest option.
So, Gregor, we'll say you can roll 2d8s. We'll say you can roll up to
Okay.
68, actually.
So
Up to
he's
60.
fighter class. I think fighter get D10 for their short rest.
D10?
die. Yeah.
Okay, so 6d10, we'll say.
Is up to what I can roll?
Up to, yes.
I'll roll 3.
3? Okay.
$17.
17?
And that's how much HP I restore?
Yes. And then you also get back your ability there.
Oh, yes. Yes. I get back both of them.
Good old fighter moment.
Thank you, fighters.
All right. So you've taken a bit of a breather at the edge of the river. Do you continue on, or is there more that you would like to do here?
I'm good with continuing on.
I'm good with continuing on as well.
All right. So, following the river down, after probably about 30 minutes, you do get to the edge of Seaport. From what
Okay.
you can see, getting towards the, as it comes into view, there's only 2 places where Seaport seems to be majorly damaged, as if only 2 fireballs had ever hit the area. Erjor, you would know that these 2 areas would generally be the one towards the north here would be towards the exit of Seaport, so no one would be able to easily escape down the road, at least. And you've just been following on the non-paved side of the river. And the other one would be one of the major warehouse areas.
This is
But you're now
calculated.
in Seaport. And I did say if the Sivas weren't around, you would be able to get...
Let's go.
Sea Shanty too.
Yeah.
So can I see any? I guess I can't see any boats from where we are right now.
Currently you're just wandering into town. And there are bridges
Alright,
where
yeah,
you can
look-
cross the river here as well. They're
Mhm.
just not drawn to the map.
The coast where the cerulean seaweed washes up, are we on the right side for that?
Both sides of the river would be presumably the right place.
All right, cool. Yeah, we can just continue down to the shore.
All right. So, are you following along the river?
Yeah.
So as you walk through here, are you wearing your mask?
I don't think I am.
Okay. So as you walk through this area, you see various people in distress and disarray. There are people that are laid on their backs near the river, and other citizens trying to clean off and cool off a lot of burn scars. From what you can tell, these people that are injured, and some of the people helping them out, do seem to be dressed in some similar way to the Sivas, as if they were militia.
Okay, but how well known am I?
He's rolling the die.
With a natural 1 on any sort of perception check on their part, on their group perception check. They don't seem to pay you much mind as they're mostly trying to tend to the wounded.
I'm gonna keep my distance and just like motion to Gregor to sort of follow me.
And then in Seaport, of course, there are various streets and alleyways that you could traverse along rather than this main road that runs down the riverside.
It's probably a good idea.
All right. Are you going
Plus,
to
I can
continue walking
climb.
casually, or are you trying to stay a little more hidden?
Can I stay hidden through the use of walking casually?
All right.
Just like, I belong here.
Mm.
So what? Type of thing.
Go ahead
You know,
and
confidence is half of it.
as you try, yeah, go ahead and we'll say this is a stealth check. Why not?
You know what they say, hiding in plain sight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is an 11.
All right. And Gregor, are you doing anything?
I'm just following along. Should I be stealthy too? Gregor, I don't think they're gonna know Gregor. So,
All right.
hey, he's that orc from Zircon.
I know that guy.
I know that guy.
His
You said
name's
you got an
Gregor.
11, George,
Everyone
right?
knows that guy.
You said you got an 11 total?
Yeah.
All right. So, as you're walking through these less common streets, you are approaching the southern end where there was the warehouse district with its damage. As you approach, you can see that a lot of these buildings have burned down. And you notice specifically, yeah, go ahead and roll me a history check, actually.
Ooh. Let's see. That is a 23.
23. Okay, yeah, you would definitely have a general idea of the layout of the warehouses and what they store. The areas that have been hit mostly correspond to Eagerwish goods and not to the munitions, the supposed munitions storage of the Sivas.
Well, I mean, I guess that's good for the seaport. But also, that's the medicinal supplies. Oh no. Oh my. Whatever. Whatever. How bad's the damage?
These warehouse blocks have been burned down, and a lot of the fire had also spread to nearby shops as well. Luckily, the shops themselves were made out of stone, and the fire that spread was not hot enough to melt them. But the warehouses that were owned by your family were heavily built with wood, with tin roof panels. And so you could see that the tin had melted and caved in and burned down anything that would have been inside. Generally speaking, the blocks down the way that would have been more south down the port, that would have corresponded to Siva goods, were unharmed.
Hey, Gregor, remind me to tell Nuvian to not go to Seaport.
Okay. Although I don't think you need reminding. This place looks pretty bad.
I'd say it does look pretty bad. Let's continue. Let's continue.
So which direction would you like to head in? Would you like to go north around the burn scars of your family's warehouse districts? Would you like to go through them as they are unpopulated? Nobody's in here, seemingly. Actually, you would probably see some general figures in the distance trying to do something in this area. But it's not a large group. or you could go south towards the Siva warehouse district.
So when we were in the Truth Site cave,
Mm.
I did not see what happened to Morthil.
Right.
Was I ever told? Because I remember
I don't think you were given the
that.
details of it.
Okay, never mind. I'm going
You were
to.
told that Liam did kill your brother, but you don't know to the extent of
I
what
don't know the
heinous
details.
things
Cool.
had been done.
Yeah,
I guess the
I'll
players
just
know the details.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Although
gonna
your dad
just
might have
go.
said something about it.
Eh. Um, I'm gonna just go through the. Hmm. Yeah, I'll just go through the warehouse area.
So the
I'll
burned
try
down
to
warehouses.
ignore. Yeah.
All right. So, going through here, you got an 11 on your stealth, and you're not wearing your mask. Got it. You do seem there is a figure that pops out of the ashes, looks in your general direction. What do you do?
Just a figure.
A single figure in dark cloaks. Their face is definitely masked up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I don't have the spell slots for that. Um,
Are you just standing there for now?
I can't cast it. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna just continue moving and
So this
hope
figure,
and just sort of like
do you look at this figure? Or do you just like glance over the way, like side eye?
I'm gonna glance and then pretend I didn't see and just keep going.
So, this figure,
But actually, I'm gonna tell Gregor, be careful with this one.
Okay.
Just keep an eye out, but let's keep moving.
All right.
this figure does recede back into the ash.
Is he a bad guy?
I don't want to figure that one out. Let's just keep moving.
Okay.
All right, as you get to the edge of Seaport here, towards the docks, it is a very wide open space. You can see some boats have burned down, but these seem to be not the large ships, but rather all of the smaller ships that have mainly just had minor damage to the masts.
Would these ships be able to cross the ocean or the sea?
The smaller ones, probably not. The bigger ones, yes.
Okay. But the bigger ones are destroyed.
The bigger ones are unharmed.
Oh, cool. Okay, good to know.
Additionally, go ahead and give me both a perception check. As you do hear what seems to be a group moving in the distance in your general direction.
I got a 10.
10?
Is this stealth? Are we both doing it?
Perception.
Perception. Oh. 11.
11? All right, so at this distance right now, you see what looks to be a convoy of the militia marching in your general direction. You can't tell if they've noticed you yet, but they do have what looks to be some sort of leader holding a golden colored spear. It's not a gold spear per se.
They don't see us yet?
They don't seem to have noticed you. They've not picked up their pace. They're just marching in your general direction.
And we're at the docks.
You've probably got about a minute until they reach your position.
Okay. I'm going to put down a minor illusion of myself going
Okay.
northbound and then move southbound.
Southbound towards them.
Wait, what? Okay.
So they're to the south down the docks. The docks run north-south.
The docks run north-south.
And then
We came in from...
The shore runs north-south and the docks go out to the west.
Wait. So the docks are parallel with the shore? Or are they
The
perpendicular?
coast is... Right, so you've got the coast that runs north-south, and then there are docks that run west.
Okay. And where are we?
You're around about... you went through, so you'd be about here.
Right, okay.
In front of the...
And they're approaching
Eagle-ish
from this... They're approaching from the south?
Yes, they're coming south up towards you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion northbound. And then... How are they... Okay. No. I'm gonna cast it in between... No. Oh, gosh. Can I see the shore?
They're slowly getting closer to you.
Can I see the shore?
You can see the shore, yes.
Okay. They're getting close. Okay. I'm going to cast the illusion at the shore, if
Okay.
that's possible.
Okay. They're probably about 30 seconds from reaching you. They're starting to give you a little bit of scrutiny.
And, oh boy. I'm going to start walking north
You're going to start
as
walking
calmly
north.
as I can.
So you don't do anything with the illusion? You're just going to walk north with Gregor?
Yep.
All right.
Gregor's just following along, not really knowing where to go in this place. Also, could you use minor illusion to give yourself a mask?
And you're walking at a casual pace, you said.
Casual pace. And I'm going to take my mask out of my bag and put it on.
So this convoy is gaining on you. They do seem to have picked up their pace.
And it does... I do imagine it would be a little suspicious, like you're walking towards them and then you just immediately hightailed in the other direction.
I mean, I didn't walk toward... Did I actually start walking toward them?
No, you walked in the opposite direction.
Okay, cool.
No. We were approaching them before we turned around, right?
So they were coming north. You were coming out in this direction.
Oh.
This direction.
Okay, I gotcha.
Wait, no,
Okay,
this direction. Yes.
So we're about to hit the river delta, aren't we? Or the delta area?
Yeah, if you go north, you would hit the river. It'd probably take a couple minutes.
Do I know this area at all?
You didn't really explore it from what I recall. You would know of it through maps, but you wouldn't have had an actual experience being here before.
Okay. Oh, that's not
one thing to do before they
solution.
reach you.
Can I signal Gregor. Is there like an alley I can go down?
Yeah, there's plenty of alleys.
Okay, I tell Gregor to like just split off from me. I go down an alley and I cast invisibility on myself using the guitar.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth check, I'd say. First, for the guitar not being loud enough to notice.
That's a... That is a 14.
Okay. So, Gregor. And give me a stealth check for not, being sufficiently hidden.
Right.
With advantage, of course.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's a 14. I wrote a nat
14,
one at
okay.
first.
So, Gregor, as this group approaches you, you can see they shout, "Hey, citizen!"
Yes.
Do you turn around?
Yeah, I'll turn around.
You can see someone looking. At this point, you're familiar enough with Siva garbs. This seems to be a very important Siva type figure, holding your wind spear.
My spear?
Your wind spear that you had lost at the fight at the manor. And that's where we're going to call the session.
Oh,
Oops.
God. Oh.